Hey, Shalom Makim, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and to all you brethren continuing to labor in his work, and all true faith and sincerity, Shalom. All right, so I just want to get into a quick lesson dealing with the fact that America is pretty much found in the scriptures. You got a lot of people that think that America is not recorded in the Bible, but what you're going to come to find out, that not only is America recorded in the scriptures, but the fate of America is found in the Bible. And according to the prophecies in the scriptures, America will be destroyed in this upcoming World War III, which pretty much we're in the middle of World War III, all right? You got airstrikes going on, these different world leaders in these nations and mighty men is gearing up and strategically, positioning themselves and gearing up for war, man. You also got cyber war, which is a more modern form of war, all right, where you got these different nations hacking into each other's power grids and so on and so forth, all right? And all this is prophesied by Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right? Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father and his beloved Son, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, which in the ancient Hebrew, his name is Yahweh Shai, all right? And America's destruction is pretty much justified. Because when you go back to any kingdoms that preceded America, all right, Assyrian, the ancient Babylonian Empire, the Media-Persian Empire, Salakia, all right, the Greek Empire, there's never been a more wicked kingdom than America, all right? Because you got here in America a rebellious spirit. Here it is, they aware of the scriptures, all right? These leaders, they're aware of the Bible and the laws, statutes, and commandments that's found in the scriptures, yet they come up against it. They write all sorts of laws and legislations that pretty much counter the scriptures, man, or the laws of the Heavenly Father. So what's going to happen? The Most High is going to destroy America, all right? So I want to get into the scriptures. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, and start at verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. Yes, so this is giving you a summary of how the Most High get down, all right? This is the characteristics of the one who you ignorantly call God, all right? You misrepresent the Heavenly Father as if he's a loving power, and that's the only emotion he deals with, which would make him imperfect, all right? The Lord deals with judgment, and he judged the world once before by way of that great flood for the wickedness that was done by the inhabitants of the planet, man, all right? Verse 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So Sodom and Gomorrah, we all know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, all right? How they practiced homosexuality and where it happened, what was the penalty? The Most High destroyed them with fire from the sky. It says, and it left them as an example, because that what the word ensample mean, example, unto those that after should live ungodly. So here it is, America, not only do they practice homosexuality, all right, they have exceeded the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah. So what you think the Heavenly Father going to do? He's going to destroy America, man. And all you people, hopes and dreams is going to be destroyed right along with it, as well as you, all right? Because here it is, you got people that actually, turn a blind eye to homosexuality. They say, look, all right, you just stay on your side of the street, Yet these devils in power, they sign and pass laws and legislations to, give these homosexuals rights. Here it is, the people, was like, okay, you do you. But these devils went a step further and made you acknowledge homosexuality. If you make any type of so-called homophobic statements, you can lose your job, all right? Your career can be cast off, all right? You got transgenders. This place is totally filthy, man. And the Lord is going to cleanse it by way of that fire. All right, verse 7, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. Yeah, you got a certain reserved number of men out here, the men that you see throughout your local cities, throughout the landscape of America and all through the world for that matter, all right, that's going out on the highways and hedges, preaching and prophesying against this place. Well, we the men who's in that righteous lot, all right, the men that's vexed from day to day with the filthy deeds that we see, all right? So the Most High is going to reserve a certain number of men and women, all right, and children of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, not those imposters over there in Israel, all right? But the true nation of Israel, the Lord is going to reserve elect number, a righteous number from this upcoming destruction, all right? And America is overdue, all right? And the Lord will surely destroy America, all right? Now I want to go into the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and starting at verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is becoming the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Yeah, and this is dealing with America for all those who scoff at that notion that America is found in the scriptures. Okay, now it clearly tells you that the Lord is the one who is, who was, and who is to come, which means the Lord is the past, present, and future. So you mean to tell me he left America out when concerning prophecy? The most wicked and greatest kingdom of all time, the Lord totally forgot about it. No, it's recorded in the scriptures, but what you got to remember is the Bible is a book of dark sayings and allegorical. It's not just going to come right out and say the words America, all right? And when you go into that word Babylon, it takes you back to the Hebrew word Babal, which means confusion. And this place is totally confusion, all right? It's known as the Great Melting Pot. You got nations from every kindred over here in America, all right? This is filled with confusion. If you desire to step to a woman, you got to seriously consider if it's a man or not, because they push transgenderism, man, all right? You got homeless people in the street laying around at bus stops, yet they'll pay a guy $100 million to shoot a damn basketball, or thousands and thousands of dollars to win on a game show, Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy. So this place is full of confusion, all right? Verse 3, for all nations have drunk, Salakia, let me go back, all right? It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Yeah, meaning her philosophies. All these different nations come over here and they leave their old customs behind. All right. For instance, you got like women of the Middle East. They custom is to be fully covered. Now you look up these so-called Arab women. They walk around with a cell phone with damn leggings and tights on. All right. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Yeah, and you see this is dealing with America, because all these merchants, they come over to America and pitch their tents, all right? These so-called Chinese, these so-called Eastern Indians, Africans, and Arabs, they come over here and they open up these gas stations, all right? And they have become rich from her abundance of her delicacies, man. All right, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And what's her plagues? Those nuclear missiles. All right? This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And I start at verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Yeah, that's dealing with the momentum that's going on right now. See, we so far, you know, in World War III to where you can't turn it back, especially with this guy Trump in office. He's even rubbing his allies the wrong way, all right? So you got the missiles on the way, and there's nothing you can do to quench this fire, all right? Verse 5, Plagues are sent unto you, and where is he that may drive them away? Yeah, and if you want to find out more what those plagues are, it's going to the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, and verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Yeah, and what's the only weapon on this planet that can do that? Those nuclear missiles. All right, and if you watch any movies dealing with, World War III or nuclear missiles, for an example, Terminator 2 with Sarah Connor, when she's holding that gate, her flesh consume away. All right, well, that's the plague that's coming to America, man. All right. And all these nations is gonna shoot missiles on America. And what you got to remember is not going to really just be her enemies. It's going to actually be her allies. All right. It's going to be NATO. And that's found in the book of Revelation. All right. This is Revelation 17 and verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as king 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. All right, and when you go into those 10 kings, that's dealing with NATO. Because if you do any extensive research, you will find out that NATO, which I believe is 24 countries right now, don't quote me on it, but it started off as 10 nations. And pretty much all those nations are offsprings of each other. All right, they just broke off. All right, it says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and are chosen and faithful. All right. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are people and multitudes and nations and tongues. And yeah, and that's dealing with America. All right. Because over here is a great melting pot of all different nations. And even on a physical level, all right, the Statue of Liberty is sit on waters. All right. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, all right, which is America. And we see that. We see that NATO is the momentum is moving toward hating America, man. All right. If you saw when Trump was out there in Brussels, he actually shoved one of the NATO leaders out of the way. He accused them of holding back with their money, and not paying their dues, which was pretty much disrespectful. You got him breaking off from the Paris, the ECHO. It escaped me right now. All right, the climate control. You got Germany ready to cut and sever ties with America. So you see, everything is poised for NATO to hate the whore. All right. It says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Yeah, which pretty much is going into the nuclear missiles. Because like I stated before, you got to remember, this is an allegorical book, all right? So yeah, I hope this was a warning to you people out there, because you're going to be destroyed, all right? Unless you're a part of the nation of Israel and a part of that elect righteous number who the Lord is going to deliver, you're going to be destroyed right here in America, all right? And we are fast approaching those times, all right? Until the next time, I say shalom.